Today, for the Health and Wellness Month conversation that we are having on special businesses in Parnell that really speak to the health and wellness of our community, we're going to step into the beautifully calm world of Hana and speak to director Sara Higgins. Sarah, hi.
Hi, Carolyn. Thank you for
Now,
having
is
me.
it Sarah or Sarah, by the way?
This is Sarah.
Oh, good. You never know with the Sara spelling. Thought I'd better check.
Yes.
Now, tell us about Hana. It feels much more than a place that you head to just for a treatment. It's almost like stepping into an oasis that from a busy street into serenity. What can we expect when we step into Hana?
Exactly that. That's so funny you say that because we've also got another space in Graylin, and we after we opened, you have to walk down a corridor to get there, and after we opened, that was the biggest piece of feedback we were getting was how amazing you feel when you get down that corridor and into the space. And I think we wanted to create something really similar with Parnell, where people come in and they can really feel that like sense of calm and you know, so they can leave their worries back out in, on the street or in the car park.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I always find it so fascinating that we don't realize as human beings how much we're actually holding on to. I don't know about you, and maybe you're more practiced at it than me, and I'm slowly getting into it in my midlife, but like we walk around with so much stress and tense that it's such a surprise when your nervous system and body calms as you step into a space like Hana. You don't realize what you're actually holding on to in the first place.
Hmm.
It's bizarre.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
So your background was as a pharmacist, is that
Hmm.
right?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
what made you move into, I guess, red light therapy, sauna? Was it personal experience or something that you just researched and thought, wow, I love the sound of that? What was that shift for you?
Yeah, so a bit of both. I worked in like a retail pharmacy for 6 years at the start of my career, and sort of by the end of that, I found myself out the front selling vitamins instead of being out the back counting pills. And yeah, that was became much more of something I really enjoyed was seeing how people could supplement, their health with making sure they've got the right vitamins, I guess, rather than necessarily more prescription medicine. Obviously, my like idea on that has changed a lot in the last 10 years, but that was
I
how it
think
was
that's
back.
just across the health and wellness industry, though, right? In terms of supplementation versus, oh, there's so many things that factor into being healthy now. It's not just, oh, here, take the
Exactly.
supplement. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I remember being at the pharmacy one day, and there was the pharmacy I had been working at. There was like the doctor's clinic was right across the hallway, so it was like in the same building. And a lady came over, and she's like, "Oh, I've got another blood pressure medication from the doctor, on top of all the other ones she had." And I sort of said, "Oh, has the doctor given you any other lifestyle advice, diet advice?" "Oh, no, no, they just told me to take another pill."
Mm.
And I'm seeing someone in front of me who looks quite unwell, thinking, is that really the best we can do for this person is just take another pill? And then I moved more into another pharmacy that sort of made medicine on site. It was called a compounding pharmacy, and we did a lot of customized medicine, worked like really close to it with a lot of functional integrative doctors that were really trying to get to the root cause of people's symptoms. And I really enjoyed that aspect of pharmacy. And then over that sort of time, with some personal health issues that I was having, I found out about saunas, infrared saunas, light therapy, and yeah, when I guess decided that that job I was ready for a change in my career and it wasn't really fulfilling me anymore, I decided to start thinking about what else I wanted to do. And yeah, I came across the idea of like a wellness space. There's some places in Australia that I came across and thought, oh, that would be great. Like no one's doing that in New Zealand, and sort of really well aligned with how I had started to view, health and wellness at that stage. Yeah.
Well, Hana offers your infrared sauna, contrast therapy, red light therapy, and massage. Can you speak to, because I love that earlier you said about that core issue, like a pill can just cover it up or make you feel better, but doesn't actually get to the core issue of why you're feeling so rubbish in your body. Can you speak to us about how those therapies benefit health?
Yeah, sure. So I guess over the years that we've been open, few people have been like, what else could you offer, or have you thought about putting this in or that in? But I really love that we have these core therapies. We call them our core treatments of um, things that can really help the body. I like to think that the body can heal itself when it's given the right stimulus and environment. And I really believe that the therapies that we have on offer can help with that. So with the saunas, great for a whole host of things, really great for stress. It helps your circulation. Just, yeah, can really, like, people feel so good after like 45 minutes in the sauna. Helps you sleep better. There's so many health benefits to saunas in general. There's been a lot of studies that have been done, mostly on traditional saunas. We've got one of those at Parnell, but I think you can, infrared saunas are very similar in terms of the health benefits, but of like increasing all cause well, increasing your lifespan, basically. Like they've done a big study in Finland. And the more times a week you sauna, basically, the longer you'll live. And that was like,
I've
that was
seen this
huge.
on, I'm laughing because I saw something on, I think it was social media the other day, randomly in my algorithm of Mark Wahlberg having,
Uh-huh.
like, committing to this, like, health thing because he's a bit older now. Not that you'd be able to tell. And he's like, I do 20 minutes a day. I've made sure I find 20 minutes a day to jump into my infrared sauna for longevity. And I was like, huh, all right,
Yes.
get me in one every
Yeah,
day
I
for 20
think
minutes.
I actually think it boils down to it's like the heat and the sweat is what is the best thing for you. Our contrast therapy, we have the sauna alongside an ice bath, cold plunge, whatever you want to call it. And so the idea of that is that you move between the sauna and the ice bath and then repeat. And that is also fantastic for you. For most people, I mean, there are certain people that probably shouldn't do that, like real shock therapy, depending on what health issues you might have. Or like for women, it's like different times of your cycle. It's better and not,
Well, that's
but
the benefit of coming to a beautiful space like Hana and actually being guided through it instead of just setting yourself up in an old freezer at home and, like doing it under
yeah,
supervision. So it's of benefit instead of actually stressing your nervous system out in the times of month or times of life that actually that's not the way to go.
yes, yeah, definitely. Yeah, and then the light therapy, it's like a full body red infrared light therapy, and that's amazing for all sorts of health conditions. It helps to stimulate mitochondrial function and gives your cells more energy. So, sort of any kind of chronic health conditions, it's really beneficial. It's also great for the skin. We have lots of people who come and use it sort of as more of an anti-aging tool to help with like collagen production and elasticity of the skin. And then obviously massage. Everybody loves a good massage.
Yeah, you really can't beat it. Hey, it's just if you want to feel relaxed and get a good night's sleep, then
Yes. Yeah.
just walk
It
in through
all
the
starts
doors, ask
down.
about which ones, you can say, my mood's this, my body's feeling this. I love your ethos, speaking of body, around the belief that how we feel in our bodies really actually matters. Like it's not just something that we've got until we're, buried and dead. It's kind of, you want to feel good in your bones and your muscles and your being as long as possible, right?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. And I think it's it's a really interesting time, I think, right now because there's everything you can think of in terms of like biohacking and measuring and there's all these businesses coming out where you can go and get all your labs run and they can measure every single little data point, like Brian Johnson, for instance, and his blueprint and all of the things people are doing. But actually, like, we need to like actually think, how do I actually feel? Like,
Yeah.
how to like go back to being more intuitive with, maybe just go and put your feet on the ground outside and get some, sunrise light in your eyes in the mornings and instead of sitting in your office all day without a lunch break, go and sit outside in your lunch break, go for a walk around the block. I think people are getting very far into this world of like scientific, data points, but actually, how do you actually feel?
Yeah, and also those data points, I mean, sure, they could be helpful if that's the way you want to go, but I mean, they kind of will change over the life period of a human being anyway, depending on a number of different factors. And also, it actually adds stress. If you
Yes.
kind of, it adds to that layer of
Mm.
something to worry about or a problem to solve. When actually, if it's not, if you're feeling great, then lean
Yeah.
into that.
I think if someone's like sort of chronically unwell, it can be a useful way to get them back on
Oh,
track.
absolutely. Yeah. But don't go
Yeah.
digging. You don't need to go digging.
Yeah.
We'll all have something that's off just by way of we live in kind of first world countries, our processed food, our lack of sleep, our time on screen. Oh, all the things.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. What have you enjoyed about being in Parnell and the community here? Although you're an Auckland-wide service, so people come to Parnell to visit Hana, obviously.
Yes. Yeah, we love our little spot in Parnell. It's such a beautiful neighborhood, and to be honest, I love all the old buildings.
I do
It's
too. I do too. It
like,
feels like such a unique little pocket, doesn't it, of business and life and wanderings. Even just the trees down there, hey, it's like, huh, so lovely.
yes, yeah, and we've got some really lovely clients in Parnell, and yeah, we love being in that part of the city.
Now, what's the best way for those listening to go, you know what, I actually think this might be a bit of me. I'm going to try something that Hannah has discussed and offered. What's the best way to get in touch with you?
Probably to have a look on our website. We've got a heap of information on there about all of our treatments that we offer, some like blogs if people are interested in learning a little bit more about certain health conditions and um yeah, it's all got all our contact details if people want to give us a call or an email to get some advice about what might be the best treatment for them to try. And our website's www.hana.nz. So that's HANA.nz.
Too easy. Well, thank you so much for your time. And thanks, Hannah, for being in Parnell and for the health and wellness offering that you gift to our community.
Thank you, Carolyn.